I am 85 days into a 365-day experiment improving my health, my strength, and my thinking in real time. I didn't start filming this from the beginning. I started filming this because something shifted and I felt like it needed to be documented. Hi, I'm Charlie. I'm a trained engineer. I am a small business owner by trade, and I'm just a regular guy trying to get better at life in real time. Last year changed things for me. My dad was battling cancer. In 2024, he had overcome prostate cancer. And in that process of being with the VA, it was discovered that he had lung cancer. My father was in the Navy, been exposed to Agent Orange, and unfortunately, that was his diagnosis. I remember being there with family at Thanksgiving this past year, getting to see Dad, and it was obvious that his health was deteriorating. 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, on my birthday, he was put in the hospice. Six weeks later, we buried him. When something like that happens, you start looking at your own timeline a little differently. Around that same time when all this was going on, my PSA numbers were rising. Nothing dramatic, but enough to make time feel real. For the first time in a while, time didn't feel theoretical anymore. It was real. I didn't have a master plan. I just knew I needed to do something. And I knew it needed to be simple because complicated systems are just hard to live with. Simple things done daily are what actually change our lives. But most of us make the mistake of trying to change everything all at once. I've done it. When we try to overhaul everything at once, it usually just doesn't stick. Now, I wasn't looking for transformation. I wasn't looking for motivation. I just knew. I knew I couldn't keep doing things the same way. So I decided to run an experiment. 1 year, 365 days, no drama, real time, just data and daily adjustments. It's nothing complicated, just small corrections made sooner. So think about this. Big results don't usually come from big plans, and we all already know what we should be doing anyway. Big results come from small actions that are done consistently over time. And that's how it gets started. I started using AI almost by accident. With what I do, I meet with clients on a regular basis, and I usually have maybe hour, 15-minute drives to a client's home back to the office. So I have a lot of drive time, and oftentimes I would use voice to text, for example, if I needed to text someone. This particular instance, I had pulled up, maybe it was Gemini or ChatGPT or Grok, I don't recall, but I'm going to do voice to text, or so I think I am. And I hit the button, and apparently it's conversation mode. I didn't know anything about that. But a voice pops up and says, "Hey, how can I help you?" Well, I am completely amazed at this point. I'm on the road, I have somebody to talk to, And so I have conversations, and I'm naturally a curious person. I'm always a why person. I've always been a why person. So in a lot of these conversations, and especially around the time when we were, Dad his health was deteriorating, and we had met at Thanksgiving, and my brother and I were talking, and he was telling me about his carnivore diet and the success he had had with it. And I had questions. And so I'm on the road and I'm with AI. And so I'm asking, well, what is carnivore? What is keto? What is metabolic health? What are some things that affect longevity? What are some things that I can do? And so that's where I started really working on developing my nutrition. What was I going to do? How did I want to move forward? I know I wanted to change, but it wasn't perfect. It got messy. I had to refine it. End up having to separate conversations because some of the things I was asking AI to help me do and keep up with, it just got messy. But I started logging things daily and what I was doing. But somewhere in there, I realized I was correcting faster. I wasn't working harder, but I was adjusting sooner. And that changed everything. Well, you might ask, what's been happening over the last 85 days to make you want to document this? Well, some interesting things have been happening, and I started noticing patterns and tendencies. As for results, I'm down 17 pounds. I've lost right at 2 inches on my waist. My strength is surprisingly trending upward, and my thinking feels so much clearer, and my energy levels are consistent. But I'm still adjusting and making improvements on that. Now, I know I said it was a 365-day experiment, but for me, it's not about a destination. I'm trying to build something that I can just keep doing. Well, you're probably asking, what is this? This isn't a fitness channel. You're not going to see exercise routines. You're not going to see videos of workouts. You're not going to have a plan that gets thrown out there. This is not about a particular diet. This is not about a particular routine and what you should or shouldn't eat. Again, this is not a fitness channel. Also, this is not an AI tutorial channel. Now, we do talk about AI, and it's an important piece of it, but this is by no means an AI channel, a tutorial telling you which one you should use, which one you shouldn't, because there's far too many people out there that are much more experienced about that can help you if that's what you're looking for. This is also not a transformation story channel. We're not concerned about where I started and where I'm going. That's part of the experiment, but it's not a transformation channel. It's me documenting a process that we get to test together. It's an experiment in building systems that adjust faster than life changes. So that way we can have the results that we're aiming for. Now, I don't know where this ends. I just know that my need to do something created something that works. And I want to know why. In the next episode, I'll explain the system that made this start. I've got 280 days left. Join me. Let's see where it takes us.